just very macabre yet elegant.
Chat's totally cooming for this, by the way.
Oh, great.
Calm down, chat. Keep your pants on, all right?
Zam Wow said she's so hot to be H. Sorry.
WH.
Welcome to the 74th episode of the Cast That Ends Creation. I'm your host, Chris Deering. This is the show where I interview bands and public figures in mathcore adjacent communities. If you beautiful people in chat have any questions or comments, feel free to drop them in. I'll try to read them aloud. If you like to sub for $5, you get access to some exclusive emotes as well as access to the interviews before they hit YouTube and other streaming platforms. You can also sub for free by attaching an Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account. It's like taking $5 from Jeff Bezos' pocket and putting it into mine. If you're watching this on YouTube or listening to this in your car and have no idea what I'm talking about, the show is first shown live on Twitch. Join us every Sunday and Wednesday at twitch.tv/thecastthatenscreation for the live cast. With that out of the way, let me introduce our guest today who dropped their debut EP, Praxis 1 Turbine Blade Gore, back on June 14th through Cloud Surf Records. Welcome in, Dreg. How's it going?
Hi.
Hello.
How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for being here, guys.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having us.
So, tell us who you are, what you do in the band.
I'm Devin. I'm the singer, vocalist, whatever. That's all I do.
I'm Luke. I do production. I record guitars sometimes. I do synth.
There's a little bit of everything then.
Yes. Dabble in everything.
So,
Program the drums.
I know dregs are the worthless leftovers of something. I guess dreg is like a leftover from something then, right?
Yeah.
So why, like, are you saying you're worthless or something? Why'd you name your band this?
So the name originally came from a Dark Souls 3 area called the Dreg Heap. And I just always thought that word was cool, and I always wanted to like make a hardcore band with that word. So since high school, I like that word has just been in the back of my mind for if I ever started a band. So originally I threw around the Dreg Heap, and then when this band started, it actually started as Dreg Machina, and then we just cut that, and it just turned out to be Dreg.
Well, I mean, there's like 1,000 bands named Dreg or Dregs or some kind of other spelling or whatever. Were y'all ever worried about getting mixed up with other bands?
A little bit. Most of them are spelled different. Like the most notable one is has 2 G's, and we've just been riding on that extra G for like a year.
You named yourself Dreg just so you could get their clout, like the little extras that type the name wrong, they'll come to your site instead.
Yeah, exactly.
So it looks like you guys formed in March of 2020. Perfect time to start a band, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Is this a quarantine collab, or how did this come about?
It wasn't
Well-
because of quarantine, definitely. Yeah, it just kind of happened after, to my knowledge.
Yeah, it was, well, really, I mean, so the way that Dreg formed is kind of weird because, again, so the idea of Dreg was I heard like the Death Spells record, like the Frank Iero solo record where he's just screaming over like drum and bass stuff. And I was like, oh, I want to make that. Like, I like electronic music. I like hardcore. I want to make that. So like I've had this idea since high school. I tried to do it on my own, just producing everything in high school, like late high school. Terrible. It didn't go well at all. So I kind of just pushed that idea to the back of my mind. We went into college. I didn't know Luke when I went into college. But, you know, making friends in college, start playing music with people, all that happens. And I met a guy named Nick, who's currently the bassist in Dreg. And I gave him my idea. I was like, I want to do this, like, synthy hardcore thing. And he was like, okay, let's try it. And it started out a lot different. It was a lot more, like, Death Grips sample-y. Again, it was terrible. It just wasn't going anywhere at all. Like, we were like, we can't make what we're trying to make. And the night that we kind of, like, figured that out, like, the night where we were just sitting in this dude's room making dog shit music, Luke texted Nick and was like, hey, do you want to get dinner? I don't know if you even know this, but Luke texted...
I already know, like, the general idea of what happened.
Yeah, so you texted Nick... And you were like, hey, man, do you want to get dinner? And Nick was like, do you want to come with us and meet my friend Luke? And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. So we went, got food together at, like, midnight, and for whatever reason, we just started talking about this idea, and you just happened to be the right person to kind of
I
do it.
remember now.
Yeah, we were like in
Yeah.
the student center, like eating mozzarella sticks at like 1 a.m. and we went back to your dorm the next day and we made the Clanker demo. Basically, I mean that's basically how it happened.
So, y'all were, like, I guess in college then, or?
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
it started when we were freshmen. We're juniors now.
Oh,
Doesn't feel
wow.
like it. But yeah, we are.
So, like, it took you, like, multiple years to get to this point then? I'm not sure how old you guys are now.
Well, I'm 20.
So am I.
Like we started making that song. So that first demo took a long time
Took a
because we started it before COVID
Mhm.
and then released it during COVID.
Mhm. And I had
Okay.
no idea. Like Devin introduced me to like hardcore. I didn't really know what I was doing. I was using like big epic trailer drums on the first demo.
Yeah.
And I had no idea what I was doing. I was just like, oh, angry epic music. Yeah, I'll do that. Sure.
Yeah,
So
we
it
didn't
took a
really know
little
what we
bit
were
of
doing.
Honey Dumby in chat saying, you're telling me that Clinker happened because of mozzarella sticks? Amazing. It is a pretty
I mean,
interesting
yeah.
story. Just a couple of boys bonding over some sticks. What can I say?
Some sticks.
What can I say, Bond? Yes.
At 1 a.m.
So, how long have y'all been together then? Like 2 years?
You could call it 2 years, I guess. A lot of time spent writing and trying to get something figured out, but yeah, roughly 2 years.
Well, you haven't mentioned your drummer, so when did he come in?
Oh yeah.
About that,
Yeah.
we don't have a drummer. That's Luke's
Mm-hmm. It's my
thing. Yeah.
department.
Oh, I thought that you had a drummer in your video.
No.
No,
Oh, maybe
there's no drummer in
okay,
the video.
okay. My bad.
Yeah, no.
Well, you have
Yeah,
a fourth
we-
member, right? Who's the fourth member then?
That's Mark.
Yeah,
He
Mark.
plays guitar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, he couldn't be with us tonight, but
Okay. Okay.
yeah, that's the fourth. Yeah, we don't have a drummer. We it's all programmed and it's all drum machines live.
It actually sounds really good. Like
Thank you.
I honestly couldn't tell. I thought that y'all did have a drummer. I don't know why I was thinking that.
Well, that's honestly the best compliment right there. That's the hardest part.
So you just released your new EP, Praxis One Turbine Blade Gore. What the heck is with that title?
That's me. Okay. I don't know where it came from, but at the same time, I subconsciously do. Well, really, the Praxis part came first. Originally, it was just called Praxis One. We knew we wanted the EPs to be a numbered series because we're gonna be working on a second EP that'll be like a Praxis 2. So we knew we wanted them to be a numbered thing, but we wanted to find like a cool word that would work for that. And our guitarist Mark was doing like philosophy homework or something, like some weird homework, and that word came up, and it was like a an exercise of intelligence or skill, I think is what the word meant. And we were like, that's pretentious, but I kind of like it. So the Praxis One came from there, and then after that, we wrote the song Turbine Blade Gore, and that just I thought sounded cool. Like that doesn't mean anything. I just thought it sounded cool, and we're like, well, let's just add on a subtitle to the numbered title and go from there. So yeah, it's a bunch of dictionary vomit, I guess.
Well, honestly, it's like peak MySpace, right? Like long ass titles and shit.
Mm.
It
So
helps, though.
y'all are working on like more EPs, then? So are y'all just trying to release a bunch of EPs? Are y'all working on a full length? What's going on with that?
For now, yeah, that's where we've been at.
Yeah, I think the next thing we're gonna do is a second EP. There might be a split happening. Maybe. I can't talk about anymore. But then after that point, I think maybe an album, a full length, might be talked about. I don't know.
That would be fun.
Yeah, it would be fun.
Alrighty. So you guys play metalcore with a heavy electronic influence, including a bunch of odd sounds. The first time I jammed your music, actually, I was in my car, and that last like what do you call it? Screeching sound in Clanker made me think that my brakes were bad because it's like a screeching sound, and it was right when I was pressing my brakes. I'm like, oh god damn it, my brakes are going bad. And then I realized it was in part of the song. So are these sounds in here just to fuck with an idiot like me, or what's going on?
Well, I take a lot of influence from Mick Gordon. I don't know if you know who that is, but he's been working on like the Doom franchise reboot. You know,
Okay.
He's unfortunately no longer doing it, but like he really got me back into music because like before that I was just like, yeah, I did guitar, whatever. Yeah, I played piano a little bit, but like I didn't really like want to do anything with it. It just kind of was a hobby. But like a little into high school, I picked up like a 7-string because of Mick, and he made like a really good soundtrack for the Doom series, just like super aggressive industrial synth metal stuff, and that's just been a huge influence for like all the weird noises you hear. And yeah.
Well, speaking of like weird noises and stuff, what do you consider your genre?
We've called it industrial metalcore.
Yeah.
I think we're pretty comfortable on industrial metalcore.
Not cybergrind then.
No, not at all. No, we run in that scene. We're homies with all those guys, but I think we have zero cybergrind influence.
I kind of agree too. But it seems like they really like you guys. I actually got a good response after posting in the group that you guys were coming on.
Yeah, for sure.
What are the major influences going into this besides Doom soundtracks?
I think our influences are very different coming into this. So if you want to go first.
Yeah, other than Mick's work, well, I'm a huge Gen kid, totally. Just Meshuggah, Periphery. It's always been the staple. But like more like the production side and just like it's not like a huge, but like that's just what I listen to a lot. I'm literally just listening to Doom, Meshuggah, and Periphery. I don't know how I do it, but I just do.
Well, you were saying that you are still like not really into hardcore and stuff, still trying to like learn about it and stuff. So you listened to Periphery and stuff before this, or is it because of this project?
Yeah, that was like a little before. I was just like, oh, Gent's cool. Okay, I like Gent. And that's about all my knowledge of like the scene and metal and all that. But now, thanks to Devin, I'm like, I have a growing appreciation for like Kayanashi, and
they're sick.
Yeah, they're so cool. And just other bands in the scene. And
alrighty, straightforward.
Yeah.
My influences are a lot more, because my lyrical influences and my like vocal influences are pretty different. Like vocally, I was listening to a lot of like Sea Space Cowboy, Blood Brothers,
I could definitely tell with the way that you were doing your vocals and stuff during the EP.
Yeah.
It totally comes out.
Yeah, big like Blood Brothers, that kind of stuff, as far as for like the clean stuff. And then like the screaming, I've kind of always wanted to scream in a band. There's a Los Angeles hardcore band called The Bronx that I was listening to in the womb, basically. Like my parents and put me on that shit. Like that first record, that was the first time I heard like screaming music, and so that's always been a big influence just of wanting to do that. But then like lyrically, I'm really influenced by like Coheed and like At the Drive-In, like the weird like, yeah, I know, like it's a bit of a stretch from what we sound like, but like the weird like sci-fi stuff and like that kind of stuff is very influential. I'm not really influenced by hardcore when it comes to lyrics at all.
Alrighty. It seems like Luke is probably handling most of the writing. Is that correct, or how does that work?
Yeah, instrumentally, it's been mostly me just for this first project a lot. But like we've sat in the room together and like with Mark, and he's been writing. But we've just kind of pushed it out, and since it's all right in front of me, I've done most of the writing. I guess you could say that.
Okay. Are you like bringing full songs in, or are people just bringing in different bits and pieces and you kind of put it together?
Yeah, for this first project, I'm pretty sure it's just been, I do a lot of the instrumentals, and then Devin just does his vocals on them. And right now the other bandmates are learning the parts, but like we're totally gonna, once we can get back and meet each other, we're definitely gonna intersperse the writing a lot more.
Yeah, we want to write as a group more, but because of convenience and all that, on this first project, Luke did most of it.
That's crazy, man. You have no idea like what you're doing, and then you pull off something that sounds good like this. That's crazy.
Took a lot of learning, yeah.
Like just from listening to Doom and Periphery and Meshuggah, you're just like, I came up with this.
Yeah. Thank you.
So the lyrics seem like they're just basically comparing us to machines. Is that basically what's happening?
Yeah, it's a lot of it's definitely a third just sci-fi jargon that I think sounds cool, and then like a third of it is metaphors for, you know, anything that I am feeling with the lens of the machinery thing, and then a part of it is kind of like testing the waters for a concept. It's not a concept record, but it's me experimenting with the idea of a concept record, I guess. So yeah.
So what would like the concept be that you're experimenting with?
You'll have to wait for the album for that.
Thought we weren't doing an album yet though. Then I have to wait like over a year? What's up?
Probably. I don't know. Yeah, it's yeah, I don't want to go into the concept yet, I don't think.
Okay.
Concept,
We'll learn about that.
Our mascot.
Yeah.
That's what I like to think.
You've got this song, the Turbine Blade Gore, where you got this hook where it's like sort of clean vocals saying, you look like you've been through a lot this evening, and I totally butchered that, but that shit is just stuck in my fucking head, man. Like I'll be just walking around and that shit just pops up in my head. You're writing really catchy lyrics, and so, I just wanted to say that it sounds great, man. Like. You guys sound like a full band, even though you're not really, and like that's a big part of it is being able to write these catchy lines.
Somebody said that today in my DMs, like that same exact part has been like stuck in their head all day. Yeah, catchiness is a really important part of it for me because I feel like a lot of bands, and I'm not trying to talk shit on any bands, but a lot of bands write in like that kind of riff salad way where like it's like a cool part and then a cool part and then a cool part and then a cool part, and that's awesome, but I find more interest in structure and stuff like that. So when I want to write music that isn't usually like that, with that kind of structure, so that's the goal. I mean, catchiness is definitely a goal of mine.
Hell yeah.
In such harsh music.
Yeah. That is what's up. That does get overlooked a lot. ZM Wow in chat says that they played that on the road trip and that got stuck in their head too.
Sick.
Thank you. Yeah.
It looks like there's some hype for full length too.
Yeah.
So what was the recording process like?
That's you.
All right. Well, yeah, I guess just after we moved back in, we were just throwing riffs back and forth. We moved back into school, and we have some demos just like not quite done. So after that, I touched on this before, but it was really just like we already had Clanker written, so I basically just transformed that into a more guitar-based song in general. Because I just think that would be, I liked that better at the time. Let's see.
Well, okay, so like, did you record this while you were writing it, or like, did you write everything out and then you recorded it?
We record everything as we write it.
That's how we do.
I'm the same way. You just forget that shit, man. You don't want to stop and like put this stuff down in Guitar Pro and shit. You know, you just want to record as you go along.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to record? Well, I guess record and write.
We were writing those songs for a couple months. It's definitely it was a weird process because I feel like we had multiple instances where those songs got lost or like fucked up, and we had to like the Clanker, the most
Clanker.
recent version of Clanker, we had to
Rest in
re-record like
peace.
4 times.
Jesus, what happened?
Yeah, we don't know.
I've just been moving files around constantly, and I had this whole episode where I wanted to go back to Mac OS Mojave, and I was on Big Sur, and I was just like, we're not doing this. I want all my other VSTs back and like plugins, because like they had to be, I think, 64-bit in order to work. So I uninstalled like my entire hard drive like 5 times one day, but I'm on Mojave now, and I don't regret it.
Well, I wouldn't regret the way the songs came out either.
Yeah, same. I'm
So-
glad it happened.
Speaking of recording, you got a guest on here, James from Blind Equation. What was it like
Yeah.
working with him?
James was great.
Yeah.
James is great. He was super. I just basically. So when I heard that song, I was like, there's only one way I can approach this rhythmically, and it's pissing me off because I can't figure out how I want to approach the second verse. Because as much as I want the structure that I talked about, and as much as I like that, I also don't want it to be redundant. So I was like, I don't know what to do with this part. Let's get a feature. And I've been talking to James for a while, and I like James's stuff. And I was like, you know what? I'll hit him up and ask him. And he was just like, yeah, I'd love to. And did it. That whole scene has been super, super good to us. The whole Cybergrind scene.
100%.
Nice. So you've been jamming Cybergrind shit for a long time then?
Kind of recently, actually. So my introduction to Cybergrind wasn't even through a Cybergrind band. I found Mikau, who someone said Mikau sounds like Take to the Skies era Enter Shikari, and Enter Shikari is my favorite band. So I was like, oh, I'll check this out. So I listened to Mikau, fucking loved it. That record is great. And then I started talking to them because they're a smaller band. So I, started talking to them, and then I'm like, is this like a thing? Because you guys wouldn't fit in the hardcore scene. Like, is this a thing that's happening? And he's like, yeah, listen to Zombie Shark. So I'm like, okay, I'll check out Zombie Shark. And then Zombie Shark led to Blind Equation, and Blind Equation led to all this other shit. And yeah, it's a scene that I feel more comfortable in as this kind of band than I do in the hardcore scene.
Yeah, I would say y'all are a lot closer to like what's happening over in the Cybergrind Cybergrind groups. So I need to get up the art real quick. I totally forgot to do the art. But while I'm bringing up the art, Luke, is this your first like recording ever, or have you been recording stuff for a while?
I've just been this is like my first like straight up like self-produced like project that's on like streaming services and not just like a single or anything. And it's like I've always been doing stuff on SoundCloud, just like cinematic stuff or like game soundtrack kind of stuff or just like random metal here and there. So I've just been always chipping away at doing stuff like that.
You go under the name Crane the Composer, right?
Yeah.
Is that just on SoundCloud? Because I tried to find your stuff on Bandcamp, couldn't find it.
You can look at me at just Lucas Crane on SoundCloud.
Okay.
I'm gonna double check. Yeah, I'm Crane the Composer on Instagram.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just Lucas Crane on SoundCloud and Bandcamp. SoundCloud I found is just like I've just found it easier and just it's the more up to date. But like I'm on both.
Would you say this is your best like recording work?
This is just like my portfolio. I have some.
Well, no, I mean like this album, like the Dreg EP. Is this like the best you've gotten so far?
I think I'm extremely happy with the work that I've done on this.
So let's move over to the artwork then. We got it up on the screen. It kind of looks like it's supposed to be fan art from an anime or something. What's going on with this? You haven't gotten that before yet? No one said that to you?
No.
There's a very big influence in Luke's art that is kind of in that area, but I don't think it's anime.
Oh, so Luke, you drew it? You drew it?
Luke did the art. Yeah.
I did that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's Clankette. That's what we call her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Where'd like the inspiration come from for it?
Um, that's hard. Like I guess I can kind of see, yeah. Like so, I think Devin was touching on some Junji Ito kind of influence, just very macabre yet elegant.
Chat's totally cooming for this, by the way.
Oh, great!
Calm down, chat. Keep your pants on, all right?
Ziam Wow said she's so hot to BH. Sorry.
WH. Junji, my man.
So yeah, were you basing this off of like something? Like I said, this looks like fan art from an anime. So like, did that play a role in your inspiration for this?
I'm not much of an anime guy. Like I'm your average anime peruser, I guess. We've always just kind of played with this character too, because I think I just started doodling just like during Dreg's inception, and we've always just been thinking about Clankette, and she's fun to draw.
Yeah,
And
there's always been like
a mascot.
Yeah, there's always been just like little doodles of like this robot person that is sometimes in like different states of disrepair and stuff, but the face and hair were always kind of a thing. So it's just kind of something that he always doodled that I like we really liked, so we decided to make it part of the art.
So is this what the concept's about then, Clankette? We're gonna get a full-length album about Clankette?
Clankette's story.
Yeah, you could say that in a way. Yeah.
Yeah, the image itself actually did go through a few stages, and Clankette was just kind of like the saving grace. I was like, you know what? Can't go wrong with that.
Yeah.
Like, we had like so many different versions, but yeah, I think that was the Hail Mary at the end that went
for
really
sure.
well.
So you also have a music video for Turbine Blade Gore, which is featured on Brooklyn Vegan back on Monday, which is pretty sick. Is that supposed to be y'all's practice space?
No, that's not our practice space. Our practice space is someone else's garage. I was just okay. So the way that this video happened was, Brooklyn Vegan reached out and was like, "Hey, we want to premiere a video for y'all," and we were like, "Okay, we don't have a video. We need to make a video." So we all live like 3 hours away from each other. We don't live close to each other. We're moving back in together in a couple months, but like as of now, we're not close to each other. So we were like, okay, we can film for like 2 days maybe. Who has the nastiest looking basement? So we chose mine. So they just kind of came down. We set up.
I don't know if that's supposed to be like a compliment or.
No, yeah, no.
Cool to have one. I'm jealous. I wish I had a basement.
So we just decided to use my basement to shoot that. We're like, we can't overthink it. We just need to do a cool little performance video and get it done.
Nice. Yeah. How long did it take y'all to do it? I guess the 2 days?
We filmed for 2 days, a day and a half, and then I edited it for a week. Yeah.
Nice. Well, it came out pretty good.
Yeah, thank you.
So we ask a question. Sorry. We have a random question we ask everybody here. How do you dress your hot dogs?
Well, usually, I usually have like 2 at a time if it's for dinner. I'm down with just like either no ketchup or ketchup. I'm a simple man.
Ew, no ketchup. Never ketchup. Too sweet.
Like, yeah, I like it without, but like sometimes I want a little bit. But okay. I never like drench it.
So either like nothing on it or you put ketchup on it.
Yeah.
I'm
in the 2 extremes,
boat.
My man.
I'm in the same boat. I'm like a nothing person. I don't know.
Really? This is the first time I've had 2 nothing people on you. Everybody's talking about throwing chili on there and the little fried onions and shit. You guys are just all about being basic. Okay. Honey Dumby says, "How the fuck do you eat one without ketchup?" Dude, how do you eat one with ketchup? I just don't get it.
Yeah. Lucia's right. Ketchup is overrated.
And Chad does not like the idea of dry dogs. So you guys are on Cloud Surf Records. How did they approach you? Did you approach them? How did y'all get together?
So they approached us. I was like, I was in the See Space Cowboy Discord server, I think, and I was just like talking about being a vocalist. And Jake from CloudSurf was like, "Yo, send your band." So I sent the original Clanker demo. He was like, "Yo, this is awesome. I want to make tapes for you guys." So we just got to talking, and then we ended up showing him more demos, and he was like, "Oh, I want to sign you guys. I want to work with you guys long term," and it just really worked out. So we just met in like a Sea Space Cowboy Discord server.
That's awesome, man. Are y'all like the first real band? Because it seemed like you had something else, but I never heard of them before.
Faceturn is on there. Over the Weather's on there. A lot of like shouty emo pop punk kind of bands are on there.
Okay.
But they're trying to move into more of a heavy direction with us and a few other. Oh, and Circuit. Shout out Circuit. Circuit's awesome if you like Blood Brothers and all that kind of stuff. They're on CloudSurf. But yeah,
it seems like a label I need to dig into more.
Yeah. CloudSurf's sick.
For that.
Oh yeah, a Heather's Reference is another good band on CloudSurf. They're like, it's like noisy garage punk, like Scott Pilgrim music.
Oh, okay.
That might be an insult. I'm sorry.
So you guys haven't played a show yet, but you've announced that you're going to be on the For Us Fest, I guess is how you say it.
Yeah.
Which is the incredibly based Minecraft music fest.
Oh yeah.
So this is an online fest, I guess, and I assume you pre-recorded your set.
Yeah. We pre-recorded our set. Basically, we just took the instrumentals and I took them into a Logic session, and I just like beginning to end just tried to get through our set like it was a real live show. I just did it in one take. And I was just like, fuck it.
Yeah.
So yeah, we pre-recorded our set, and then we're on day 3 on August 1st. So yeah,
nice.
With Blind Equation. Blind Equation's on that day too.
What makes it a Minecraft music fest? Maybe I just don't get Zoomers. I don't know.
So what's gonna happen is everyone is gonna be in Minecraft, like in the game, and they like built stages and shit, and we're gonna be on the stage, and they have it like programmed in the server that when we go on, our pre-recorded audio will play in the game.
Dude, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And then we're just gonna run around on stage in the game, I guess. And
we're gonna spam shift when the breakdown.
Yeah, spam shift, crouch on the breakdown.
Dude, I was watching people play on NoPixel, which is a server for Grand Theft Auto online, and they were doing shit like that, like throwing parties and stuff like that. Dude, that sounds awesome to experience, man.
Yeah.
How do you get into that? Like, is there how do you access the server and shit? Because I have no fucking idea how to do this shit.
I think they're gonna post the IP to join the server closer to the date of the fest.
Okay.
And it's gonna be on Twitch. If you don't have Minecraft, you can watch it on Twitch.
Oh, okay, sick. Are y'all streaming?
They are. The promoters are.
Okay.
the
Ziam
whole
Wow
event's
wants to know if he can punch people in the crowd.
Yes, PvP is going to be turned on.
PvP's on. Yeah,
Yeah, PvP's on for our pits.
I don't want to say anything because I didn't know, but
That's
I think so.
sick.
Yeah.
So you have other shows coming up, or is this the only thing for a while?
We have a bunch of shit planned for fall that I can't really talk about too much yet, but I will say we have a really, really sick Halloween show planned for Halloween night.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'll say.
Alrighty. I assume you're gonna have like costumes and shit involved at least, right?
Yeah. Still figuring out what we're gonna do, I think, but yeah.
Okay. Well, when you said you had a super sick Halloween show, I kind of figured you already had plans in motion for like costumes and shit.
We have some ideas. The lineup's awesome. The lineup's gonna be cool. Can't say much more though yet.
Alrighty, I gotcha. I'm not gonna push too hard. So what was the last thing you listened to?
Today? Let me check. The last thing I listened to, I finally checked out that Pac-Man the Movie single, Hell's Kitchen.
Oh, dude, those guys are sick.
Yeah, everyone's been talking about it, and I haven't gotten the chance to listen to it, but I just listened to it before we did this. And yeah, it was cool. It's very, like super, probably more your speed than mine. Very like mathcore-y, but It was cool. Yeah, it was really cool. I'm into it. I'm excited for the record.
They have an album they put out like a couple years ago that's really fucking good. Check it out.
Yeah.
What about you, Luke? What was the last thing you listened to?
Yeah, I've been bumping this album that came out in like 2019 by this. Oh, where is he from? It's this D&B producer from Bosnia named Belaine, and it's called Nomad's Revenge, and it's just a lot of just hard hitting drum and bass, but it also like follows a narrative, and there's like legit voice acting in there, and I'm pretty sure it's him. But it's like so many, it's like a lot of tracks, and they're very definitely like another influence of mine too. Like I really like the whole drum and bass kind of style, but it's such a good album.
It's so weird how you guys came together, and like you're in a mathcore band basically, but y'all aren't like super aware of like the scene and shit like that. It's so insane. Like, what the heck? How did this happen? I just don't get it.
I kind of need a chaperone.
Yeah. I can't wait to take him to a hardcore show. I can't wait for him to see like.
Go to one.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Grayon Canyon absolutely loves you guys. I don't know if y'all are reading this in chat, but he says Dreg is high key sexy.
Thank you.
So what's your album of the year, either for last year or up to this point this year?
For last year, I'll have to look for last year. For this year, it's Dear Lemon House, though, without fucking question. It's Dear Lemon House, You Own Me by Kanashi.
That's a nice choice.
I don't think anything's touched it. I think it's gonna be like hardcore album of the decade, top 3 for me. I mean, I might be speaking a little too soon on that, but no, yeah, it's my album of the year so far. And for last year, actually, Nothing's True and Everything's Possible by Enter Shikari was probably my album of the year last year.
Oh yeah.
Well, can I say the Doom Eternal soundtrack even though it's not on streaming?
Yeah,
Sure,
that counts.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, yeah, I guess that was last year. I don't know about this year. I need to like get into more albums, and I don't know. I'm not caught up on like new stuff.
I got
Yeah.
you,
I mean,
man. That's all good.
Hopefully, the new Meshuggah is the album of the year because that's gonna come out.
Yeah, that'll be out
towards
soon.
the end.
I didn't know
So,
they were dropping a new one. What the heck? I'm out of the
Yeah,
loop.
every 4 years, pretty much.
Man, I need to
Yeah,
check
and we're
them out.
gonna see them after they do it. Oh my god.
Yeah, do that
It's gonna be
tour with
beautiful.
fucking Converge and who was
Yeah,
it?
we got
Swans
tickets.
is opening. Is it Swans?
No, it's Meshuggah, Converge, and Torch.
Torch.
I don't
Okay.
know who Torch is, but
I believe it's like post metal, but I could be wrong.
yeah, but yeah, fucking Meshuggah and Converge is insane because that's like basically this band coming together. Like I'm a Converge kid, Luke's the Meshuggah kid. Like it's weird. That tour is weird. That tour shouldn't really be happening, but it's cool. We emailed the fucking Electric Factory and asked if we could open that show.
What'd they say? What'd they say?
They didn't answer, and I don't think they will. But we
It's
did
like,
it.
fuck no. No. So you guys have some merch over at cloudsurfrecords.limitedrun.com. You got vinyl tapes, long sleeves, and tees. Holy crap, that's a lot of stuff for a new band.
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah,
Hey, we looked out.
we dropped the vinyl. Yeah, we dropped the vinyl yesterday, and the limited variants are almost gone. So there's like 2 of each of the colors, the colored ones left. There's a bunch of the black left, but I think there's only like 2 of the colored ones left. So
Nice.
go get them.
Yeah, it's about all I had to talk about. Unless you guys had something else you wanted to bring up.
Shout out to Miko, Blind Equation, Zombie Shark, Kanashi. Thank you to all of those bands for helping me and us through all this. That's all I gotta say.
I concur.
Yeah.
Well, let me just move on to the outro then. If you're looking for glitchy, heavy as fuck metalcore, you need to check out Praxis 1, Turbine, Blade Gore, the debut EP from Dreg, which dropped back in June through Cloudsurf Records. You guys have merch at cloudsurfrecords.limitedrun.com. You're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Bandcamp. You're also on all streaming platforms. Any other social plugs I'm missing?
No.
The SoundCloud.
Yeah. So yeah, we're on
SoundCloud.
SoundCloud. If you like,
Okay.
yeah, we're on all the music things. We're on all the social media at DregHC. Follow us.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
As for me, drop my channel follow so you always know when I go live. You can also sub to get access to the interviews before they hit YouTube and other streaming services, as well as access to some exclusive emotes. You can also follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. YouTube folks, if you enjoy the video, please drop a like, click the notification bell, don't forget to subscribe. It's a great way to support me for free. Check out my music, The Sound That Ends Creation, at thesoundthatenscreation.bandcamp.com. My next guest is Sorry, I never know how to pronounce this area. Ontario-based mathcore band Telomere. Join us this Sunday, the 11th at 7 p.m. Central for the live cast. Thanks for being here, guys. Hope you had a good time.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
That was
Hell yeah.
most enjoyable.
And thank you guys for watching and listening.